Hello, my dear friends. Welcome. It's a night time. I hope that these glasses will protect me from the blue light that sometimes can keep you awake. I'll have them for a while at least. Welcome, everyone. So, as I promised you, we are going to read a couple more chapters or little notes from this beautiful book. Every man should have this book and learn a lot about himself. Because unfortunately, especially in the Western world, polarity and understanding the dynamic between feminine and masculine are very much distorted. And every man should read it. Hello, darling. CCGB, welcome. I missed you today. I had a live early and I realized I forgot to tell you. It's always wonderful to have you. Thank you. Elsa, welcome. You're right on time. So today we are going to. Yeah. By the way, if you missed the live, I did a live just about an hour ago. It's a lot shorter than regular, and I highly recommend you watch it. There are some things and to keep in mind. There are some things that may feel little, but they are not. So please check out that video. Write me some comments under those lives. It's also important. Okay? It talks about not lowering your standard to keep anyone. Hello, Jeff. Jeff is saying, Veronica, hello, Veronica, I like your glasses. I don't remember seeing them before. Yeah, I wore them a long time ago. I don't wear glasses. These are not correction lenses, but they have blue light protection. So I hope they will protect me from blue light so I can sleep well, because sometimes I get too excited and also all the lighting. Welcome. So today is a very interesting topic, something that I would like for all of us to discuss. But of course, you need to get your own copy. I should get like a referral code from this book. But regardless, I just want everybody to read it. I think we'll benefit as a society. That's a benefit good enough. Welcome, Chris. Elsa, hello everybody. So the title of this video is "The Woman is Turned on of the Man's Ability to Delete or Unalive the Spider." Ladies, please tell me if you agree that one of the main reasons to have masculine presence in our lives is somebody who will deal with spiders, I don't know, rats, any crawling creatures, any bugs. I mean, honestly, I think that, and it's one of the things, one of the times I feel most grateful to have masculine energy around me when something like this is happening, because it's a serious. Okay, I'm gonna make this. Oh, I'm sorry. Uh, hello, hello, John Castillo. Greetings from Texas. Yes, I love your accent. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. So you guys are right on. Oh my, we are right on time. I'm super cozy. Ciao, Bellissimo. I'm super. Oh my gosh, this is so much better than my car. You guys don't know. I'm gonna be a little bit relaxed. It's late. I'm gonna allow myself a little bit of coziness. All I need is a blanket. All right. Welcome, Roberto, and welcome everybody. So, among many other qualities, a woman wants the killer in her man. She is turned off if her man is afraid and wants her to unalive the cockroach or the mouse. while he stands on a chair and watches. She's turned off if her man wants her to get out of bed in order to check out the strange sounds in the house, to find out if there is a burglar made a noise. Imagine that you have a cozy romantic night. You are enjoying yourself, just as a couple, and there are some sounds in a basement or near your door. How extremely unmasculine and how extremely uncomfortable a lady would be if your man would get scared and kind of encourage her to go look. It's this actually happens. I think to most of us who ever been in a relationship, it happens sometimes. It's actually so important, man's reaction when somebody suddenly enters or knocks on the window. I have a story for you to tell you after I read this. Man is knock, you don't know who, somebody knocking on a door, or you hear someone stepping downstairs. This is the kind of situation that you give 100% check on your man, and that's why men need to learn some martial arts that gives you confidence, know how to use certain tools, because unfortunately, let's be real, in so many circumstances, people are getting those unpleasant surprises, and there is nothing that turns a woman on more than knowing that her man got this. And nothing turns her off more knowing that he is scared and he expecting her to go downstairs and look who is just trying to get in. Boy, that is so important. Most men don't understand that being a provider, it's not just what you have in your bank account or allowance you give to your wife or anything like this. Being a provider is truly making sure that your woman feels safe. I understand that not every man is born super brave. I get it, but you kind of have to be. You kind of have to develop it. If you are not quite the hero type, the super masculine type, it is never too late to go and learn some martial arts. Kind of raise your confidence and learn self-defense in all the areas. So important. And you need it regardless, you need it regardless. Welcome everyone. Don't forget to put a like if you enjoy our conversation and the book. So yeah, she's turned off if her man wants her to get out of bed in order to check out the strange sounds in the house, to find out if the burglar made a noise. Fearlessness, or the capacity to transcend the fear of death for the sake of love, is a quite essential form of ultimate masculine gift. Yes, it is a beautiful masculine gift that is really a survival instinct, and sometimes women will leave you for that very reason, that they don't feel safe, they don't feel like you will protect them. Yes, so that's why it is so very important to raise the confidence. Not every guy, as I said, born a fighter, but almost every guy has that in him. Although your woman doesn't want you to be an unaliver, she's turned on by your capacity to unalive. She's turned off by your lack of this capacity. For instance, imagine that a big cockroach crawls into the living room. You jump on you jump on the couch and scream to your woman, "Kill it, please, kill it." she would probably not be turned on. Yes, it's a story time. Yes, I can guarantee you she will not be turned on. If a grown man jumps on a couch or jumps on on a table, even though the jump itself might be impressive, but trust me, all the sexuality is, well, turned off. Or imagine that you are in bed with your woman at night. You hear some strange noise downstairs in the kitchen. You are afraid, so you ask your woman to go down and check it out. She is not going to become excited by your masculine valency. In both cases, your woman will feel your fear. She doesn't want you to be an unaliver, but she does want to feel that you're capable of facing the death if necessary. In fact, she wants to feel that you're capable of unaliving it if necessary. If an insane maniac broke into your home and was about to murder your children, your woman would not be particularly happy if you had the opportunity to do something about it. But instead, you said, well, okay, Mr. Maniac, whatever you want to do is fine with me. Yeah, that would have been absolutely awful. I mean, not just absolutely awful, but that would be actually a mortifying situation. I'm gonna tell you that I encounter men in my life that I know 100% if something would happen, I would be on the front line. That's why I did not even consider. Let me add some more light, my dear friends. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Just a second. I hope it stays. I used to use the other phone. So, oh, look at this light. I don't know how much longer it will be like this. Give me some love, my dear friends. Give me some thumbs up, some good comments. That's a strong character, yes. But the thing is, this situation is not as unusual. How many this we have this, God forbid, how many. I try not to watch the news. I try not to watch the criminal, the true crime, because it hunts me. I'm sure that some people are addicted to it, but I could never watch it. But there is one channel, it's actually in Russian, and this one, she makes such a beautiful stories. Like, she tell the whole story, and so I can't help but once in a while I watch her. And the things that are happening sometimes in life, the value of having these skills as a man, they cannot be underestimated. So they cannot be overestimated. So yes, that's why it is so important to take charge in those things, right? The dark masculine energy of the warrior, the one who can face death and unalive when necessary, is an essential part of you, a man. Today's current fashion is to suppress both the dark masculine and the dark feminine. So we have a large population of wimpy men and polite women. But beneath the nice veneer of most women lies a restful goddess who would chop the head of every mediocre new age man. Oh my gosh. I am overjoyed. This is so true, because dark feminine is very real and there's nothing wrong with it. We have it as women, and he's absolutely correct. Oh my gosh, I'm not alone. No. Once again, but beneath the nice veneer of the most women lies a restful goddess who would chop the head off every mediocre new age man. Oh my gosh. And beneath the patient smile of most men lies the warrior of love, who would ravish his woman into bliss rather than listen to her chat in pointless emotional circles. If you know, you know. So very true. Yes, because of the politeness of society, we're supposed to be these nice people, but it really kills the polarity, it kills the natural dynamic, and it steals away from that electricities and men and women built. I feel actually very hostile, very aggressive when I am with a man who is a new age mediocre man. I don't even know that I have this, I think most women don't even realize that they have these feelings till they are in a company of undecisive, mediocre, weak, kind of boiled potato type of man. I can tell you the masculine burn inside of a woman when she feel this weak, emotional, vulnerable, new age yoga man is like the temperature is boiling. But women also learn how to suppress dark feminine, unfortunately. And men forget how to take charge in certain matters. Sometimes when a woman gets on a rant, all she really wants is that you would take charge in certain matters, and both of you will get an incredible relief of the unnecessary argument. I hope you read in between the lines. Turn off if no masculinity. Women like doors opened and kindness. Yes, when the man boasts is masculine, but he is noble, he's a gentleman, when it's important, but he also know where to put some pressure and tension, and he knows how to deal, how to not ruin the scale of that polarity, how to not be super friendly to a woman when it's time for something else. There are time for support, for emotional support, but there is also time to feel that polarity, and most men mix the two. So sadly, not after they read this phenomenal book. But the dark masculine energy has been suppressed so thoroughly these days that the ordinary man would prefer to paste a smile on his bored face rather than penetrate his woman's tension with uncompromising love. Yes. And he's just as cautious about disrupting his own well planned life of comfort and security in order to penetrate his own fear of death. That is so true. I love how he describes this. There are some wild powers of nature that are in us and we're meant to be, and they are continuous force of life. That's what he is describing. Manson can feel the moment, and he is ready to turn it into his favor, to own the moment, and in that case to own his woman in that moment. But modern men, a lot of men are afraid to be that masculine, and they would ask for permission, like, can I kiss you? Never do that. You have to be bold enough to have that risk and take in charge. I'm not saying doing anything, against the woman's will. You always know and feel when your woman is, could really be swept from your feet, if you know what I mean. Simple things are huge, yes, CCGB. Those are such natural things, but they are so beautiful. I love how he describes it. It's unstoppable force of nature. That's how we are still here, on this planet Earth. Welcome, Alex. Immersion. Yes, I like that. Peace to all. You should run for president. Oh, thank you, CCGB control. Yes, I would say when man takes charge in intimate matters, when it matters, it's some of the it's the most beautiful thing on the planet Earth. That's why that's the thing that continues life on the planet. Hello, Toronto. Welcome. We are reading today this book, The Way of a Superior Man. Not really the book, but a few things, right? Although she may resist it at first, your woman, if she has a feminine sexual essence, wants to feel your fearlessness. She wants to feel your capacity to face her closure, anger, and tension without trying to minimize your feminine force. She wants to feel your persistence in loving so that her fury cannot turn you away. She wants to feel your capacity to stand strong in your own desires and ravish her because you love her and unafraid of her dark energy. Yes, we are taught that dark energy, that these desires are bad, but they are not. A lot of relationships I see now, the woman has more presence, yes, I know, and strong energy, and the husband is more in the background. Yes, very true. That's why every husband needs to read this book. Those of you guys who are gonna be awesome on my channel, supporting the channel, sharing, commenting, putting thumbs up, doing all the good stuff. I might give few of these books away for Christmas because every man must read it and pass it further. But I would say for the ladies, it's also very important because very often we say, oh, I would love to have a very masculine man. I would like to have a masculine husband. And then we do everything to emasculate the man, not purposely. Not purposely. We don't do this purposely because we don't know any better. And very often as women, we do this to our husbands, to our boyfriends, sons, brothers, and everybody else. We say that we want men to show their initiative and full capacity, but their strengths, but then we forget about it because many women don't know how it looks like. So when they finally meet a man that have that self-assurance and leadership and drive, very often women feel it as competition because they forget that when a man drives a car, all you need to do is relax if you trust him. I mean, it's very important that you trust him. If as a woman you do not feel that you can trust this man, to drive you in a car, in a vehicle, and in life, you shouldn't be with that man. Sometimes women look at someone, he makes good salary, he does this, but if you do not trust this man with your life, with how he drives the car and how he's in the driver's seat in life, this is not the right person. This is not the right guy. Somebody sent me something to my Cash App. I'm sorry I cannot see it right now, but I think is it David in Detroit. David in Detroit, thank you so very much. He says, great read, Veronica. Thank you. Thank you, David in Detroit. I assume you're a new listeners. Thank you so very much. Yes, I've been taking a lot of time to get the channel going. Believe it or not, it looks like you're doing nothing, you're just talking, but it takes a lot of energy. So I appreciate the support. I really do. I really do. So yes, it's a really truly is a phenomenal job. Yeah, he talks a lot about life and death here, and that that natural force, that natural electricity between man and woman, and that polarity is truly is a force of life. It's a force for life. It's like anti-death. And it's true. If you think about it, it's true. That's why, baby boomers, right? When after the war, when some, men got lost, and after the war, there is zest for lives, there is desire for lives, there is desire to multiply, there is desire to have passion and SAX and all these things. It's a normal anti-death passion wish, so yes, this is how you deal with that. You live in the moment. There are moments in it when you feel this oneness and kind of sense of eternity, sense of life. Thank you, CCGB. Hopefully not for long. I will be able to reapply very soon, but thank you for your support. Yes, and guys, if you are on my coffee side, even if you can send a coffee donation. I'm gonna mention your name for those who are supporting me, but also you can follow me on my coffee side, because I'm gonna be having possibly a couple very helpful downloads there with some recommendations, and I'm going to post some of the lessons that I'm working on. you know Most people are so far from understanding those dynamics between men and women that even when they get into an amazing relationship, very soon everything turns to crap. And one of my goals is to help women to stay and embrace that dark feminine and light feminine, and for men to do not give up their masculine force, the dark masculine and their protective, father-like masculine. It's so important. I agree with what Jeff was saying. You look around and men just kind of giving up and they're just fading into the background, and the women is ruling. But I'm telling you, every woman that is ruling the man is deep down miserable. She's frustrated. She doesn't understand how she got to this point when she is when she became her own man while in a relationship with one. So, I think it's so beautiful to understand those dynamics, and almost at any point, you can turn those dynamics, and it's almost like you can have a honeymoon again. As men and as women, we can turn that fire back on if we understand how the system works. Welcome, everyone. Your woman's desire for your dark side in love is a gift to you. By honoring her desires through the cultivation of her dark and fearless loving, your need for self protection will decrease, and every moment will stand more naked, vulnerable, and true. Released of your need for consolation and false self assurance. Rather than smiling at your present experience from behind a curtain of safety, minimizing your participation with always life threatening potential of the moment, you will lovingly surrender your position and ravish the moment, penetrate to its core, and find yourself identical to it, and through. Feeling through and through and through is your only freedom. The the unaliver, the killer your woman wants, is the one who knows that life is a process of dying through to that can which cannot be lost. Only in sacrifice of fear can your heart remain unguarded. Only in sacrifice of fear can your heart remain unguarded. Facing the potential burglar at night is only a sign to you, woman, that you're willing to lose everything into love. When your woman knows and she sees you, like that situation when you're both in bed, you're relaxing, and there maybe stomping noises or jumping noises, and you have the confidence to immediately take control of the situation. You're out there, you know where your tools are, you know how to use your tools, you know how to go downstairs. You don't even have a thought that you can get scared and you're gonna ask your woman to go and see who is there, what is there stomping downstairs. When you got that, you know, she's already turned on just by the thought of you, because she feels that testosterone, you know, that masculine presence. um so I promise you that I'm gonna share a personal story. I had a situation where I was with someone, and we were actually visiting. You know, some windows have sometimes the wire. We were in Eastern Europe, and we were just relaxing, having tea. It was like kind of like a romantic dinner, I would say. And the balcony and windows, they have this wire. It's like metal wire, and all of a sudden, it's not just stomping, but somebody is climbing on a wire. But it feels that they are trying to get in. It was one of the most fearful, like, I just was shocked when I heard that. But I was with a man who was able to just took full control of this, who put me in a safest space in the house and got some tools to go and deal with that. But it sounded like somebody is trying to invade and break off the metal wire. It was very, very scary. It felt like, you know, we're getting bulgar. I cannot say that word actually. When somebody is trying to make it into the house by breaking the metal wires, it was extremely scary. What we learned later is actually was a false alarm. First of all, you cannot remove, they are at least 2-3 meters long, the special window balcony wire. If you've been to Eastern Europe, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so nobody can take it off, you know, unless you have some kind of very special tool. But what happened is the lady upstairs dismissed her husband because he was drunk, and he was trying to climb back. He was climbing. We thought that we are getting robbed or something worse. But what happened, it was actually a husband that got a little extra. You guys know what this is? In Eastern Europe, this means drunk. That was actually the husband that got a little extra drink. And so she pushed him away out of the condo or apartment complex. He walked, and he was trying to climb to his condo, to his place, through the balcony, and using the metal wire as the climbing tool, you know, as a climb. I honestly, it was you know, my heart dropped when I heard the sound, but I still feel like I'm with somebody who will give his life, who will protect me. If if in that moment that man was be like, oh, I don't know, what do you think we need to do, like, can you go look what it is, that would be just such a, you know, deeply frustrating experience. And as I said, you know, not every man is a warrior, but you kind of have to be. You kind of have to be, because that is your very sacred, very important role, especially if you do want to have family and children, you know. We are living in times where sometimes um you need to give your all to protect your wife and the child. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you everyone for your comments, smart or dumb. I appreciate them all. So yes, but you know, honestly, even when it comes to something little, you know, hopefully, oh guys, this is so comfortable. I'm sorry, I got to sit like this. Oh, this chair. is life. You know, even when it comes to the bugs, I don't know what it is. I have extreme fear of bugs. Ladies in the chat, do you feel the total disgust when you see a bug? I still have not learned how to control the scream if I see a bug or a mouse. I don't know what's worse because sometimes, we had I remember a long time ago we had this cute little mouse. At first I was screaming my lung on top of my lungs, but then when I look at it closer, it was so cute. Has these little eyes like little beads and it's so fluffy and cute. But I'm still grossed out, but like it's at least it's kind of fluffy and I mean it's kind of a mix of cuteness and disgust. I don't know how to explain it, but I still don't want to deal with it. One time, we had raccoons, living here in the middle of nowhere. You have wild animals, and also this like um and raccoons are so cute. The baby raccoons are so adorable. I could never remove or kill one. And this is where we need a man. Even if the the animal or pest is cute, we need a man to remove it. I mean, you don't even know what it means to us when you do that. But I don't know. The bugs, the bugs are, yeah. So men definitely have purpose in woman's life. Hi, Mikey. Hey, Veronica. What? I swallowed a couple of spiders when I was doing jungle warfare training. Just, oh, wish it was done with water. Oh my gosh, this is awful. I'm glad you survived. Some of them are poisonous. That's awful. Yes, I've been to, oh my gosh. As I'm speaking, the fly somehow got in here. Go away. You know what? I have something really tremendous gifted to me. It's called electric fly swatter. That is so beautiful. The electrocuting flies. It's very satisfying. But one of the best inventions of humanity. Okay, I'm gonna get really comfortable. I'm sorry. Oh yes, this is nice. Oh, armchairs alive. Okay, let's see. Okay, get a little bit closer. CCGB, thank you so much for handling everything, handling the chat and everything. Thank you. Really appreciate you. Jungle has a lot of spiders. Yes, I'm sorry. I was talking about Latin America. I love the beauty of Latin America. The flora and fauna are just, but the bugs. Oh my gosh, those cicadas. Like those big green ones. Oh my goodness, they're like this. I don't know who on earth can deal with those and not be grossed out. I think even men are grossed out by those cicadas. They are so loud and scary. But it seems like Latin America is a rich land, not only of beautiful, cute animals and waterfalls and gorgeous flowers, but also bugs. Bugs, they are so scary. Cicada sound. Yeah, but they like when I was in Costa Rica, there was like this, and there's so many, and I was there in September. They're like green, and oh my gosh, I was actually anxiously thinking maybe we should fly back. I was really considering that. It was insane. Wasn't scared of monkeys. Wasn't scared of all the other animals, but yeah. So men who feel depressed that they don't have purpose, we can write you a whole list. You know, don't ever believe that you are worthless in any way. You know, unfortunately, people in this day and age get in groups and call each other worthless, you know, point fingers at each other, but no one is worthless unless it gets under your skin and you really believe that you bring no value. You know, we have our innate value, we have those innate gifts, and you know, if you are in that environment, you know, where somebody is making you feel as if you are worthless, you know, as a woman or as a man, it's just a wrong relationship. It's just a very wrong relationship. You were never supposed to be in. That is actually first sign that something is wrong, because you start questioning your own worth. I know how that feels. It feels really awful when you feel like you need to be proving things. Oh my gosh, as I'm talking, the fly got right in. There is no way you just said that, Mikey. When you were a kid, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna read that. No, 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 no. But I appreciate you sharing. Hey, Witch Master, why did you retract your message? Is it is, you know, you don't have to try to tailor your message that everybody like it. As long as it's respectful, you don't have to do that. Hello, Danny. Hello. Okay, I'm not gonna say hello to this guy. Hello, Alexander. Hi, Witch Master. Men operate from worldview of power. When women are educated, liberated, and powerful, this puts up a wall to men and comes across as competitor. They have to overcome before they feel powerful. It really depends. It really depends on, you know, what area. But true masculinity is not a suppressing thing. If you, for example, at your work or some professional environment, a truly professional man, if he has a strong like female lady that is very good at her thing, at, you know, at her craft, he's not gonna try to just put her down just because she's a woman. This is not true. It's only people who have some deep psychological issues, you know, will do that. You know, no matter how good you are at something, there are still common things that apply, you know. Like, for example, I was visiting today somebody at the hospital, actually, and they were helping. You know how they have this like ropes that they take around your body, kind of hold you in case if the patient falls, and those little nurses were having this, you know, kind of like it almost looks like a belt around the patient body. And I'm thinking to myself, if this patient falls, you're falling right with him. There is no way in the world you can pick up this patient. Okay, you need a man or male nurse here. Thank God the patient didn't fall, everything was good, good recovery. But sometimes, or for example, when they have security, you know, when they hire 5'3" women, maybe they are athletic, but when they you know, when they hire security women, I don't want to get into politics, but you know, when FBI is hiring 5'4" shorties to be security guards just so they show women are strong, what kind of bullshit is that? You can't protect men who is 6'4" if you are 5'4". That's my height, so there is no way. You're not even, you barely to his elbow. So I think that it is so important to understand that some things are just false. They are inflated for competition, false competition, because we are not competing. But if you are in a business setting and you have a professional woman that she's a lawyer, you know, you can still be, you can respect her competence and still be a gentleman. You know, just because of this lady, for example, is a lawyer, she's brilliant, and you are, let's say, a paralegal in her office, it doesn't mean when you open the door, you don't hold the door for her to walk. You're not being a gentleman and you go in front of her, you open the door and like, don't let that hit you. You know, I'm gonna be mannerless because, you know, you're smarter than me, you're more competent. A woman is still a woman, even if she's higher in position than you know. Hello, Boston. I did not have COVID. Not my virus. Beautiful eyes. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the compliments. What language do I speak? Several. Hi, Benjamin. Thank you. Guys, let's focus on the topic more, but I appreciate the kind words. Mike is saying when I was in the military, the women would make excuse to get out of training in the field. They would go home because they're on their periods. I heard from other females that that was their advantage. Yes, that is why women should not do harsh discipline, because we do have those days of the months where we supposed to rest. We're supposed to rest those days. It doesn't matter how strong you are, how athletic you are. A woman should rest. There are certain days of the months where a woman should rest, you know. Welcome, new people in the chat. I'm sorry. Like, our light is getting dimmer, so it means that we are kind of going towards toward um the end. But I'm really enjoying it. Oh my gosh, it's so much more comfortable than my car. But I love doing my lives in a car as well. All right. Yes, welcome Benjamin, welcome Mariko, Jimmy, Nick, everybody. So let's see if I can find something else. Oh, this is so beautiful. The feminine is abundant. So we are reading this book for those who just joined in. Every man should read it. The Way of a Superior Man. I feel like I'm some kind of like ambassador, you know. Oh, I don't know why I'm putting these glasses. These are actually not reading glasses, but they are protecting from the blue lights. Welcome. Thank you, Benjamin. I really appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. That means a lot. That's the best way how you can support the channel is subscribe and put a like if you're enjoying it. So, beautiful book, The Way of a Superior Man. The feminine is abundant. Those are, no, they're not shooting glasses. They are protecting from the blue lights. There is never a shortage of women of feminine energy. If a man feels that there aren't enough women, or that life isn't giving him what he wants, he is simply negating his relationship to feminine. This sense of starvation, life isn't sustaining me, or there are no good women. It's usually rooted in a man's early childhood relationship with his mother. Life itself is feminine. There is never a shortage of feminine energy, only a resistance to receiving, trusting, and embracing it. How beautiful that is. And you know, I don't know, I feel like this whole movement. God, guys, check out my candle. So, extra light with my candle. I love this so much. Um, you know, this whole movement of red pill and other movements even worse than that. Some things are good in red pill, some things are, but the whole thing of this narrative that there are no good women absolutely almost 100% rooted in a man's early childhood relationship with his mother. That is so true. I have never met a man who had a loving, caring, beautiful mother that nurtured him and took care of him and loved him. I've never met a man who would say negative, degrading, disrespectful things about women when this man was loved and nurtured. In fact, usually men grow more and more and more with appreciation for their mother as they age, as they mature, because they start to understand what their mother must have gone through, what how much he did for them. You know, when you open, everybody has a different story. Some people, some families, have very humble beginnings, and they, struggle financially. Sometimes the father is either absent or he's present, but he's very busy with work. So even when he's present physically, sometimes he's too stressed. Every family has their own situation, but it's when a woman has this ability to let go of the worry of survival and give her full attention to her son, love on her son, play with her son, take him places, seeing him having fun. When no boy, and I want to ask men in the chat, I would love to hear from you. If you had a good mother, and how's that affecting your relationship with women, or think you think about women? When a man has a true deep bond and love from his mother, 9 out of 10, he loves and adores women. 9 out of 10. Men who were abandoned or, not really loved by their mother have very deep scars. It's very hard for them to get over it, unfortunately. I actually, I don't really watch now much content. I'm so tired of everybody. Honestly, I don't really want to watch. But it was a time when I did. I watched several sort of red pill guys, and they were all, one had mother that was a stripper, another had mother that left with another guy. Like, many of them had a major trauma and wound. I have not met very many of those guys who had present, loving, and nurturing mothers. It's impossible. Like, for me, it's impossible to hate men, because also my father had passed away, but he gave me so much. He gave me so much, and every year I see more and more of his wisdom, things that he told me, and I can't imagine if I wouldn't have had him. So I just have so much respect for strong and masculine men that take pride in the things that they do. Hi, Bobcat, welcome. Good to see you. And Bobcat is saying, "My mom is the best." You're very lucky, very lucky. Um, okay, I'm gonna read some of the interesting comments. Mikey, did you say something about your mother? Oh, you says, yes, even when my mother left us, we don't say talk down to her, but it's hard to say anything good either. I try not to think about it though. I only forgive her in my prayers. Sometimes you need to find something to be really grateful for. And there is something to be very obvious that you should be grateful for. It's that she chose to give you life. She could have chosen otherwise. Very often when a woman learns that she's pregnant, her whole relationship crashes. Even when she's married. I cannot tell you how many men, not ready for the wife or their woman to be pregnant. They know that it's gonna be a different story now. It's not gonna be careless nights and, you know, romantic adventures as much. It's a total turn. So many women feel extreme pain when they are pregnant, like mentally, sometimes physically too, but a lot of women feel very unprotected even in marriages. They feel like they chose the wrong man and they're vulnerable, they cannot leave. A lot of men have Some men are waiting to be a father and very excited, but others are not so much. And sometimes there are things that you just don't know, but a woman becomes the most vulnerable when she's pregnant. So you don't know what she was going through. And 100%, one thing is to be grateful. I don't know how long she was with you when you were born, but simply because she gave you life, if even if that was one thing, if even if she never changed the diaper or breastfed you or played with you, which I think she probably did before she left, but I don't know. But that she chose to give you life, she chose to go through the extreme pain of birth and all of that, I think that's is enough to be grateful. And it's very important to forgive your mother and understand that, she was weak. Something happened that she couldn't handle, something broke her, something that she planned did not turn out. I don't know your story, but there was something. Most women never want to abandon their children. Oh, CCGB, yes, your friend. I'll buy you a castle. Okay, let me know more about it. And another sign of masculine man, he never just say things. He doesn't say things unless he means them. I'm scared of women. Yeah, it happens. Yes, I do love castles, for sure. Marilyn Monroe eyes. Wow, thank you for the compliment. One of my favorite actresses when I was in my teens. I read so many books about Marilyn Monroe. Yep, the guy lives on to the next. Well, it depends. It depends. But very many men, even who are married, even those men who love their wives, they kind of fear to lose their wife to a child. And they have a very legitimate fear. But instead of being a supportive husband and try to like cater and calm and make your wife less tired and stressed so she does have some time for you to give some love to you, some men just withdraw, so the wife becomes even more overwhelmed with being a mother, a young mother in that case. Congratulations on your new baby, Bobcat. That's a blessing. Congratulations. Nothing more beautiful in this universe. Enjoy every second, every moment of that. Many blessings to you and your wife and your baby. Remember, hey, Witch Master. I don't know, are you a man or a woman? You gotta tell me. Remember the old saying, behind every great man, there is a great woman. Yes, I remember. Women in 2025 have forgotten this. A woman can make a man powerful or make him feel weak. Job number one, make him feel powerful. I know what you mean. A woman can, in fact, break a man, and we see it in many public figures. Ones that come in mind is Harry, Meghan Sharkle, Meghan Markle, and this used to be Prince Harry. That's the best example to see how a woman can destroy a man. But he was foolish to begin with, and I can guarantee you he didn't ask anyone's advice or perspective. And the situation, that he, she really broke him, broke his family, broke his future. She probably will gonna leave him because he's too much of a loser now. So yeah, a woman does have this power, but a man need to be wise enough to choose the one. And I disagree with you that women in 2025, yes, women that you see on whatever podcast, whatever those other horrible podcasts, and they have these women that are not even women, somewhere in Miami, they are working in sex work. Those are not real women, guys. You have to understand that, excuse me, sometimes you have to switch off the social media and go and socialize, with your friends, with your neighbors. I don't know, go some places where people have some class. It takes a while to find that environment, but just as there are women that are not ready, that are very self-absorbed and want to get validation by taking the clothes off and enlarging their body parts, there are women that really want to have a satisfying life. There are women that don't care of being on social media in terms of showing off, in terms of getting inappropriate comments. There are women that really want to have that fulfillment. You just, they're not gonna come on whatever podcast or whatever other things, you know. Yes, younger girls are very misled, but not all. There are girls that come from good families that had good grandmothers, good mothers. So yeah, I mean, it's too much of the generalization to claim that all women are this or all men are this. No, it depends where you are. It depends on your environment. There are women that have beliefs, that believe in God, that believes in destiny, that believe in family. They're just not gonna be in Miami nightclub. I do appreciate Mikey saying, I do appreciate her for giving me life. Without her, I wouldn't have heard the Lord's wisdom. They say Buddha's mother died 7 days after giving birth. He still choose Buddhahood over being a king. Yeah, I mean, seriously. We gotta find. I had some, we all have some traumatic or painful relationship in families that we have to forgive, you know and understand that people are weak. Sometimes we just crash under pressure. Most women, 99% of women, do not want to give away their child. Thank you, CCGB. You are so sweet. Thank you for your hard work. Yes, I hear you, Bobcat. Get some rest. And, it's so worth it. It's the most beautiful thing on planet Earth. Women are the wall power plug, and men are the tool that requires power to operate. Yes, men do get energy from our feminine essence. It's very true. When he is plugged into a woman, he will be energized with power. Very, very true. That's why some women lose their glow and lose their beauty because they have a wrong tool plugged into them on every level. But when people are truly compatible and have chemistry and all kinds of connection, it is a beautiful result. Yes, it is a beautiful energy for sure. And it's not the new age stuff. It's actually wisdom from million, maybe not millions, but I don't know, thousands of years, maybe millions actually. Um, welcome, welcome everyone. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, absolutely. Love and relationships, they are interconnected, and they affect each other and influence each other and have that chemistry between each other. Absolutely, yes, I agree with you. That's a whole base of polarity. Thank you, James. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Mhm. How about I just sit in my chair and you guys talk to me? On Instagram, you can actually add, you can push a button and invite the guest on the spot. I think here I need to invite the guest before I go live. So if someone wants to join me, if somebody wants to join me, let me know. Send me an email if you have something interesting to share on a subject. I know Mikey wanted to come on. Uh, so in a mobile live type, what happens is I can start a live, and it gives you an invitation. So when I have an invitation link, I can immediately send it. And it's so beautiful. You can't do it. I don't think I can do it on the spot, but I can do it right before I do a live video. So I really, really love that. I used to have Alina, my beautiful friend. Maybe she'll be able to come as well and join us at some point. The beautiful blonde girl. She is mesmerizing and very feminine, and I don't know, very charming. She's my girl crush. Thank you, James. Thank you, Benjamin. Well, I hope to see you more often. James says I can watch you all night. Thank you. Well, guys, you're helping me by watching with the time and interactions. That's very helpful in channel growth. I would like to have people that really want to be here. I don't know, guys, what time tomorrow because I'm in my feminine era right now. I don't want to put times and schedules and then disappoint you, but usually I go live second part of the day. It really depends how my day unfolds. Yeah, it can be in the evening like this at 9, but sometimes it's 5, 6, sometimes it's 2. But uh, if when you subscribe, make sure you push all. When you subscribe and um, there is a bell. So you tap on the bell, and it has options. Choose the all. Hopefully, if you choose all, you will see notifications. Another thing is, you can drop me an email. I'm gonna make an email list, so maybe I find a way to alert everybody. I don't know. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't get my notifications, so we'll have to work around that. Also, I want to thank again. Elizabeth is not here, but I want to thank Elizabeth, Dave, Terry is not here. Those of you guys who buy me a cup of coffee, so to speak, on my coffee side, you have opportunity to ask me a short question. If you have a bit of an issue in your dynamic in your relationship, you have a chance to ask me directly. It's not going to be a long answer, but if you a paid member, like a cup of coffee member, which is really a cup of coffee a month, or It could be a one-time donation. I really, really appreciate it, especially now before my channel have not been monetized again. But regardless, when you show that you are serious, it's not that I will die without $5. Absolutely not. But what happens is I know you're serious because I give a lot of my time, a lot of my energy. So if you have a question, if you're struggling with something and you can't figure it out in your relationship dynamic, if you are losing the girl you wanted, or if you're a girl and like you were so close and this man is acting up or something is going on, just reach out to me and I will write a very precise um, plan or idea or vision. I will try to help you. You can also write a story. You can write the situation into depth to my email. And if your story is interesting and teachable enough, I might share it with others. That's if you need it. If you don't need none of those options, just enjoy the video and come back again. There's no requests or requirements. You're already helping a lot by simply joining. So let's see if you have anything else interesting. It's so cozy. I don't know. I can be here forever, but it's getting okay. We're not gonna go past 11 Eastern time because I want everyone to have a wonderful night. Oh, I think I found a beautiful quote here. Never allow your desire to become suppressed or depolarized. When a man denies his desire for the feminine, either by choice or due to familiarity, it is a sign of his depolarization, even toward the world. He may seek a mistress in order to reinvigorate himself, but this is usually only a temporary and complicated solution, since it is only a matter of time before his mistress also become familiar and thus tiresome. Any woman, any woman toward whom a man becomes depolarized will feel his rejection, disgust, and turning away. In response, she will become angry and destructive. Her unhusbanded energy will begin to move chaotically, becoming even self-destructive. A man has no excuse. He must cultivate a polarized relationship to his woman and his world if he is to remain in relationship with them. Whew, this is truly, truly incredible. I think this is gonna be our yeah, you know, it is a deal breaker, CCGB, but it's so much people don't understand why they have such desire to go out of their relationship, that they actually created the situation, why they are no longer interested. They let themselves to depolarize, uh to depolarize their relationship slowly but surely, both men and women. Okay, so this is aimed to men, so when he says you, it means men. Thank you, CCGB. You're so sweet. You have a choice as a man. You could choose to give your gift. Okay, 1 second. You could choose to give your gift, living with the most minimal engagement with the world and women. Or you could choose to engage the world and women fully as the way of giving you gift. If you choose to engage with the world and women fully, then you must maintain a certain degree of polarization or mutual attraction with them. Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm sorry, CCGB. Sorry for that mess. Otherwise, you will begin to reject, resist, and resent the world and women, undermining your capacity to give you gift. So basically, he's kind of reminded man that if you really you have a choice, you have a choice, and you're responsible for the choice you make. A man, women too, but in this case, we're talking about men, must maintain a certain degree of polarization or mutual attraction. It's something to remember. Not try to turn your wife into your mother or into your little sister. You know what I mean? You've probably seen the face of your woman when you've gotten to the point of putting up with her rather than permitting her. She begins to look haggard and drawn. So true. Her long face bespeaks a heart and body unravished by the clarity and force of your masculine loving. She never seems really happy. Eventually, her resentment turns inward, and disease symptoms begin to appear in her body. Her skin seems to wither before your eyes. You dislike her smell. As her frustration and negativity build, you become less attracted, which of course deprives her of even normal human affection. And when things get really bad, she seems so ugly and dark that you are repulsed, and your complete withdrawal leaves her barren at her core. You must stay together because you love each other, but both of you are totally depolarized, more disgusted than turned on by each other. Whew. During these times, you probably also begin to feel the same disregard toward the world. Over time, you may begin to lose interest in your projects and career. You may consider changing jobs or finding another woman. It seems that newness in and of itself will be more attractive and exciting than your own worn out woman and your drawn in career. So basically, when he's saying those things, those tools are really inside of us, and we have power to polarize things. We definitely have power to depolarize things. So when things are start depolarizing, is our I think it's men's and women's job to bring it back to polarization. Example, let's say you have a small kid, yes, your wife has to nurture a newborn. That is an important task. But you gotta find a way to help her and maybe sometimes have a mom, sister, somebody watching the baby, even if it's for 2 hours, where you can have a date with your wife. You can flirt. You can have some adult time. You can have some exciting time. You can see her wearing a sexy long dress. Even if your date is on your porch, even if your date is, I don't know, in your bedroom, in your library, you have to sometimes we're losing ourselves because we take care of other little people, but there is a beautiful way to not let things to get completely depolarized. Although there are objectively times when we have to prioritize a newborn, for example. And you're right. A new woman and new work will excite you and cheer you up. And this is exactly what a mediocre man does. He stays with a woman, he stays with a woman and a project for as long as they interest him and turn him on. When the excitement seems to wear off, he moves on to another and then another, hopeful source of polarity and excitement. So these are most men who struggle with infidelity. A lot of them do have this thing where, they take care and pay attention for a woman or a project as long as they are interesting, exciting, and then the moment things are getting complicated, or the excitement, you can't be on your toes forever. When excitement wears off a little bit, he moves on to another and then another hopeful source of polarity and excitement. So he doesn't understand that he has power within to not let things depolarize with this woman. But it will be a new one, and next one. The best one is the next one. It's like a um, never ending cycle. Lying on the porch, listening to the rain and meditating on life and the beautiful woman, and time will hold on amazing gift. Thank you. I love that is beautiful. I like it. I agree with that. Yes, yes, very true. I like that. I don't want to bring any politics on the chat because people will focus on that, but not on the subject. I completely agree with you, which master. I agree with you. It's not the time that kills the delight, but familiarity, naturalization, and lack of purpose. Another man might find your woman to be quite a turn on, even though she seems old shoe to you. It may not be your woman who has worn out, but your capacity for desire. You may feel like having as little you may feel like having as little to do with her as possible, but your lack of desire is only that, a lack of desire. You have spent so much time with your woman, that you that you have rubbed off on each other like two magnets that have demagnetized each other. Familiarity brings depolarization, and depolarization brings contempt among the lovers. Wow, that is so true. Hey, Elizabeth, welcome. That is so true. Like two magnets that have demagnetized each other. Familiarity brings depolarization, and depolarization brings contempt. Every moment you treat your woman seem okay. This is important. This is important. Attention. Every moment you treat your woman simply as a childcare helper or a body, you're naturalizing the same sexual difference that would secretly attract you to your female babysitter or business acquaintance. Over time, you actually begin to behave more sexually natural with your woman than you do with other women you meet throughout the day. Yeah, don't treat your woman like a body or a daycare helper, like don't speak to her like she's a child. It's really naturalizing and depolarizing the attraction. Chances are your woman is more sensitive to sexual energy than you. She will probably feel the effects of this sexual neutralization or depolarization before you will. And when she does, her first reaction will be to feel rejected. Not in any big way, but in a small, constant ways that undermines her feminine radiance. Even when she shines, you will treat her with more sexual neutrality than a woman on the bus. She will feel hurt and become darkened, and you will feel even less attracted to her. That is so incredible. A woman is more sensitive in general, and she's more sensitive to sexual energy. So she does feel the naturalization. She feels when the man she's with is losing that desire for her, and it's very painful. And she feels hurt. She feels upset about it. Although both of you are playing into this downward spiral of in darkening depolarization, you must not blame her. A superior man always assumes complete responsibility, knowing that ultimately he has no control at all and everything is out of his hands. He acts with impeccable courage and persistence, expecting nothing but the inherent feeling of completeness he enjoys in the fullest giving of his gift. When your woman is looking withdrawn, dark, or downright ugly, assume she's a goddess and needs your divine invasion of her heart and body. Yes, when your woman kind of losing her luster, her beauty, her shine, her glow, assume that she is a goddess and needs your divine invasion of her heart and body. True. Notice your incipient feeling of disgust for her dark mood and take utter responsibility for her transformation. You know how fully committed you could be to, say, finishing a project at work. Treat her mood with same ferocity of intent. Her mood is your challenge. Can you invade her body and heart with so much love and humor that she laughs, relaxes, and brightens in spite of herself? Yeah, there are men like this that have this beautiful masculine invasion of heart and mind. It's and make you laugh against your will. That is favorite feeling in the world. And take care of you in different ways, not against your will, but know how to surprise you, know how to, just at the right time. Can you bring out the concern in her by treating her with the same teasing and sexually pregnant touch and gaze as you would your mistress? Yes. Often your woman can be a mirror of you, of your relationship. That's why it's so painful to see when woman's energy is fading. And that is why sometimes you just have to suddenly start flirting with her, making suggestive jokes, being inappropriate. It's your wife after all. And well, see what happens. She forgot how you flirt with her. She would feel excited. She would feel like you see the woman in her, and this is kind of starts her mechanism. And next morning she wake up and she wants to be a little bit, she is becoming a bit more alive, and she's a bit more playful, and she's putting some extra effort in some things that matter to you. It's like you start in the positive momentum And next time you see, she's not dark and dull. You know, she's wearing a beautiful blue dress and some earrings, and her lips are glowing and shining. And then you do that again. You flirt and you imagine that she's not even your wife. Maybe she's a woman you just met. You imagine you don't even know her. You know, like you're a stranger. It's actually a really fun game because familiarity is a first polarity killer, unfortunately. It's like, you know, you have this comfort when you meet someone and you become familiar, you build trust, you know, you start loving that person as a human, you learn beauty of their soul. But sometimes that comfort unfortunately decreases the polarity. So sometimes it can be a bit of a role play, or you know, whatever. You gotta keep, it's like keeping the fire on, you know, when you know how when you have a fire and it start to die, you gotta add some more things to it so it's burns again. Manuel Rosendo Garcia asks, will you be my wife, or you will be my wife? Wow, that's a statement. I thought that was a question. This is not a question, it's a statement. Oh wow. Anyway, I think we read enough, my dear friends. Yeah, this book is a really a manual. You need to read some of these things a number of times. I like reading with a pencil and making notes. But most important, it's not just reading and sound smart, it's actually embodying the knowledge, try to apply it, finding life examples of people who actually doing that. I am very comfortable in the library room, so maybe this would be our life room. It's so cozy. uh okay, my dear friends, I think we have 1 minute before 11 p.m, and I think this is a sweet spot to wish everybody a beautiful, beautiful night. This warm candle. I'm gonna make a wish for the ladies. Let's make a wish before we sign off. Thank you so much, Shari, for being here, my darling. Thank you, everybody. Please let me know if you're enjoying these kind of lives. And I will consider making more. There are times and days when, you know, I'll have to take off internet because I love spending time in reality practicing, if you know what I mean. But I love coming on, and I have been seeing a lot of appreciation. If you think that maybe your friend, your girlfriend, or your man, your man friend, I don't know, will enjoy these talks and conversations, be sure to invite. And we'll see how we can improve as we go. We'll see if we can get, with your help, I can get on a good side of YouTube, which would be wonderful. I would really appreciate it. One of the best things you can do is share my channel with somebody that you know would enjoy watching it, but would never find it themselves. And yes, sharing your thoughts. If I missed your comment and you put a lot of thought in your comment, you can comment under the video when it's over, right? If you have some questions, if you really think that maybe I can decipher, decode the situation you have with a woman of your dreams, reach out to my email, my coffee site. I also have an Instagram which I haven't been going live on, but I'm going to start going live at the same time on Instagram and YouTube. So But the best way to get an answer from me is to go to either my coffee site. You can make one-time contribution, ask your question, and I will answer you precise but short. Or you can also join my Patreon and ask a question as well there, whatever is more comfortable for you. Or you can share your story to my email, and maybe if your story is very interesting and can help other people, I can just simply share it here on the channel. So that could be an option as well. Thank you, Elsa. Elsa, where are you from? I forgot. I mean, I love the candles. I'm gonna make the space really nice so, we can have nice chats. Especially in the fall, when it's raining and we have tea and conversation. Um, so ladies, let's make a wish. Well, men can make a wish too, but let's make a wish. And I will see you very soon. I'm 3 minutes over 11, so we have to sign off for now. If you want to see more, remember you have the power of subscribing to the channel. Thank you for all the good links. Shari, I really appreciate you. Thank you, Manuel. All right, I'm gonna make a wish. And all of you make a wish. Beautiful. Have a wonderful night, everybody. I will see you very soon.